Welcome to our coverage of the 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix, the opening race of the 2023 Formula One season. After a long offseason, the teams and drivers are back in action, ready to compete in what promises to be another exciting season of Formula One. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the highlights of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Verstappen dominates the race alongside his teammate Perez and last season's rival Charles Leclerc with engine issues. The formation tour was completed without any problems, and the first start of the season was given with 5 red lights going out, removing from pole position. Verstappen maintained his first place with a relatively good start. Second place Perez couldn't get off the line as he wanted and was caught between the Ferrari drivers. Although the Mexican driver cut Carlos Sainz's way into the first corner, Charles Leclerc was passed from the outside line. After 2, Leclerc was second, Perez was third, and Sainz was fourth. As we reached turn 4, Lance Stroll missed the braking and crashed into the rear tire of his 5th place teammate Fernando Alonso. Although Alonso took a serious blow to his rear tire, the tire did not burst or spin, but lost momentum and backed up. Because of this contact between the Aston Martin drivers, the Mercedes drivers were able to overtake Alonso. Nico Hülkenberg, who started the race from the 10th place, came into contact with Esteban Ocon at turn 4, broke his front wing, and pitted for a front wing change at the end of the first lap. The race of the German pilot was indirectly finished after the first lap contact. The first 10 laps went pretty smoothly. The pilots focused on finding rhythm and protecting their tires. Verstappen's tempo difference was very clear. At the end of the first 10 laps, the Dutch driver had increased the gap with Leclerc to 6 seconds. As we entered the 14th lap, we saw the Ferrari and Mercedes drivers coming to the pits. Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, and Sainz switched to hard dough. Russell's pit stop was a bit of a problem. After a 1 lap, we saw McLaren driver Oscar Piastri say goodbye to the race. Piastri said there was a problem with the gearbox. Piastri's teammate Lando Norris was down to the last place after an 11-second pit stop. McLaren's season started off like a nightmare. In addition, Esteban Ocon was in trouble at Alpine. The French pilot, who could not correctly position his car in the grid box at the start of the race, was given a 5-second time penalty. Ocon wanted to take this 1-second penalty at the pit stop, but they broke the rules while trying to do so, and another 10-second penalty came. With these penalties, Ocon's race was over. On lap 18, Perez also pitted and switched to soft tires, like his teammate Verstappen. When we got to lap 26, Perez with a soft tire passed Leclerc, who was in 2nd place and had the hard tire. Behind them, 6th place Alonso was getting closer and closer to 5th placed Hamilton. When we reached lap 31, the second pit stop started. Hamilton, Sainz, and Russell pitted once again, put on hard tires, and made their final pit stops. A few laps later, Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, and Perez also pitted. After the second pit stops, there was no change of order, and we continued the race with the top 7 of Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Alonso, and Russell. On the following laps, Fernando Alonso made an excellent pass at turn 10, leaving Hamilton behind and moving up to 5th place. The race was progressing so calmly that on lap 41, Leclerc slowed down and put his car over in sector 3. Ferrari had replaced some parts in Leclerc's engine before the race. Our sources had learned that there were some anomalies in the power unit, and therefore parts were replaced as a precaution. Leclerc staying on the road after these developments will raise questions about the durability of the new power unit. After the green flags waving, 4th place Alonso immediately put pressure on the 3rd place Sainz. In the Spaniards' battle, Alonso was the winner, and the Aston Martin driver moved up to 3rd place on lap 46 to take podium positions. Then Hamilton began to put pressure on Sainz to pass, but was unable to make the transition. Verstappen was extremely comfortable at the front as he came to the end of a rather uneventful and calm race. Red Bull was expected to be 1 step ahead of its rivals in race pace, and it did, showing an error-free drive from the start. The champion continued from where he left off, seeing the checkered flag 11 seconds ahead of his closest rival in Bahrain. Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez was second. Although the Mexican driver dropped to 3rd place at the start, he showed a strong tempo and finished in the 2nd place. Thus, Red Bull made a double. Although Fernando Alonso fell to 7th place after his teammate bumped into him in the first lap, he showed a very strong and steady pace throughout the race and rose to 3rd place, and found himself in the last step of the podium in his first race with Aston Martin. This Spanish driver was also named Driver of the Day. Sainz, who was not comfortable in the car and could not reach the pace he wanted throughout the race, finished the race 48 seconds behind in 4th place. Mercedes' race pace wasn't impressive either. Hamilton showed an error-free drive, but finished 5th, almost 50 seconds behind Verstappen. After this race, the debate about changing the concept at Mercedes will increase. Lance Stroll finished the race in 6th place when he hit his teammate in the first lap. George Russell finished 7th. Valtteri Bottas took the 8th place, while Pierre Gasly, who started from the 20th place, finished 9th in his first race with Alpine. The final score of the day went to Alexander Albon from Williams. Williams' progress compared to last year was remarkable. Yuki Tsunoda was the first to be out of the points threshold at 11th, and went Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnussen, Nick De Vries, Nico Hulkenberg, and Zhou Guanyu. The last place on the track went to McLaren driver Lando Norris. McLaren is in a truly nightmarish start of the season. Esteban Ocon, Charles Leclerc, and Oscar Piastri were unable to complete the race. In conclusion, Aston Martin's performance yesterday was remarkable, and they truly set the standard for all future races. They made their rivals look weak, and their dominance was a testament to their hard work and commitment. It was an electrifying race, and we can't wait to see what's in store for us next. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content like this.